Is this the end of the line for Cam'ron and Chrissy Lampkin? What were they hiding that might break apart all we thought we knew about them? Most importantly, what happens when Jim Jones, the king of keeping it real, finds out? You won't believe what happened behind closed doors, but trust me, the reality is more juicier than any of us could have imagined. Cam'ron and Chrissy Lampkin together on a secret vacation while Jim Jones had no clue. Oh, it's not just a night out. It's an expose, a controversy so hot that even the paparazzi couldn't get close enough to record it. And who tipped off the public? A person so close to the scenario that the only way. Hotter than their secrets is the fallout that's about to follow. This isn't just a date night. This is the hidden truth that's about to explode out. Buckle up because things are about to get real dirty. Stick with us as we go deep. The controversy no one saw coming. Cam'ron and Chrissy Lampkin's secret night out discovered, and Jim Jones, yeah, he's upset. And that's only the beginning. Don't go anywhere. This trip is only getting started. It's a narrative line no one saw. Cam'ron and Chrissy Lampkin, two characters who have frequently been the focus of attention in the hip-hop industry, have managed to keep something extremely important under wraps for quite some time. Maintained wraps, but all secrets ultimately come to light. And when those secrets come out, they tend to generate a storm. Guess what? The storm has arrived. We all know Cam'ron as the Harlem rapper who's been generating waves in the business. For years with his sharp wit, outspoken style, and his iconic Cam character, he's not one to shy away from a scandal. And if anybody can keep ahead of the drama, it's him. But this time he wasn't prepared for what was about to happen. And then there's Chrissy Lampkin, the unrepentant and tough reality TV personality best known for her appearance on Love and Hip Hop. You'd think after all her public turmoil with Jim Jones, she'd learned a thing or two about staying out of the headlines, but yet, here we are, a night out, just the two of them, entirely off the radar. A night that no one expected, and a night that would soon come to haunt them both. So how did it all start? Well, rumors had been flying about for weeks. Whispers in the shadows of the hip-hop industry suggested that something was wrong. Cam'ron and Chrissy Lampkin have been acting differently. People who know them believe they've been spending more time together, and not in the nice, we're simply old friends manner they've always presented. No, this was different. This was clandestine. And when two people as high profile as Cam'ron and Chrissy Lampkin start sliding under the radar, Jim Jones' response to Cam'ron and Chrissy Lampkin spending time together without him was completely anticipated. Jim has always been a touch territorial when it comes to his people. And if you don't believe he's been monitoring Chrissy Lampkin and Cam'ron's movements, you're living under a rock. Cam'ron and Chrissy Lampkin relationship has been complex from the start. They've both gone through the ringer with Jim Jones' love, hip-hop stardom, and the never-ending media circus. But for them to suddenly be entangled in something so hidden is when things begin to become very fascinating. What could they possibly be doing behind closed doors that they couldn't share with the public? And more significantly, why was Jim the last to find out? To appreciate the depth of this scenario, we need to go into the background. Cam'ron and Jim Jones were formerly thick as thieves, closest friends, business partners, and co-founders of the famed Dipset group. They controlled the hip-hop world together, moving like a well-oiled machine. But as time passed, the cracks began to appear. Old friendship deteriorated, and loyalty was called into doubt. Was this secret rendezvous between Cam'ron and Chrissy part of the scenario? Is hazy, but the murmurs are loud. The Harlem connection has always been tight-knit, even family-like, but when you bring Chrissy Lampkin into the mix, someone with her own convoluted past with Jim Jones is a prescription for catastrophe, and when Jim finds out, well, let's just say it's not going to be nice. But don't just take our word for it. Sources close to the matter have already begun leaking exclusive details. Some of these people indicated that Chrissy and Cam'ron had been meeting up for weeks. Every time Jim believed she was with him, she was actually out living a separate life. It wasn't simply dinner dates either. Chrissy and Cam'ron were photographed at several highly elite venues across the city, sliding into secret entrances and leaving through back exits to avoid getting captured by cameras. Sounds fairly sketchy, right? That's not. The juiciest part, rumor has it that things got hot and heavy on one of those secret evenings out. Oh, Chrissy and Cam'ron weren't just hanging out. They were living it up like two single folks entirely unaccountable to Jim. One insider added that when Chrissy thought no one was looking, she was getting much too intimate with Cam'ron for comfort, and it wasn't just about reminiscing about good times. About something deeper. At first, Jim Jones was in denial. Jim never dreamed Chrissy Lampkin would betray him like that, especially with Cam'ron. But as the evidence piled up, it grew more difficult to disregard, and when the reports eventually reached Jim's ears, soon, it becomes evident that there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than anybody thought. The image being formed isn't simply one of a covert rendezvous between Cam'ron and Chrissy Lampkin, but it's considerably more convoluted than that. If we peel back the layers of this controversy, we discover something considerably more sinister. The reality, it appears, isn't simply about a secret night out, but about betrayal, deception, and a relationship tearing apart at the seams. Consider the interactions between Cam'ron Chrissy and Jim Jones. It is no knowledge that Jim and Cam'ron had a tumultuous relationship for years. They moved from being closest friends, colleagues, and partners in crime to being estranged strangers, each forging out his own distinct paths in the music industry. But despite the animosity, Jim and Cam'ron have always had a weird relationship, a history that neither could totally shrug off. And now that Chrissy is in the mix, everything's about to take a turn for the worst. What transpired between Chrissy and Cam'ron that led to these covert meetings? According to many sources, it wasn't simply casual hanging out or harmless catching up. Purposeful and clandestine gatherings that took place in some of the most exclusive settings in the city, places where no one would recognize them. And it wasn't just about them reminiscing about the good old days in the Dipset period. These weren't. In fact, sources suggest that Chrissy and Cam'ron's encounters were considerably more intimate than anybody could have expected. There is a report that at least one of these meetings involves Cam'ron and Chrissy at a secluded house in the Hamptons, where they were apparently observed enjoying one another's company a bit too much for comfort. The murmurs are becoming louder and the specifics more explicit. The question on everyone's lips today is what's actually going on between them. Are Chrissy and Cam'ron rekindling anything from the past, or is it all just a simple misunderstanding? According to some reports, Chrissy Lampkin was spotted acting way too. She was apparently photographed smiling, joking, and holding hands with Cam'ron in ways that were much more than simply friendly. But don't get it misunderstood. Chrissy isn't Chrissy Lampkin, is not new to public drama. After all, she memorably punched out Camilla on Love and Hip Hop after years of pent-up rage. Chrissy has a history of putting her emotions on full display. Was something else totally, if what's being reported is accurate. Chrissy Lampkin and Cam'ron could be crossing some severe lines. And let's not forget about the elephant in the room, Jim Jones. How did he react when he found out? Was he truly, according to our inside sources, Jim was not as naive as he appeared? Some believe he had a sense something. Chrissy Lampkin and Cam'ron's animosity had been evident in the months building up to the secret night out, but he never anticipated it to rise to this level. Jim may have turned a blind eye to the situation, but once he gained wind of the truth, it hit him like a ton of bricks. There's even suspicion that Jim was told about Chrissy Lampkin and Cam'ron's growing closeness months before he found out for sure. It has been stated that an anonymous tip came in. It is possible that someone in the Dipset group leaked the information to Jim, stating that Cam'ron and Chrissy Lampkin were not just hanging together, but becoming way too close for. According to people close to Jim and Chrissy Lampkin, Jim Jones confronted Chrissy Lampkin immediately after discovering the truth. The argument was intense, to say the least. Jim was enraged, and Chrissy Lampkin, for the first time in their lengthy history together, appeared to lose her composure. She was taken off guard. According to insiders, Chrissy Lampkin denied any romantic relationship with Cam'ron, claiming it was merely harmless catching up. Everyone around her, especially Jim, didn't buy it. The fact that Chrissy Lampkin had been sneaking around and disguising these encounters for so long simply added gasoline to the fire. Jim was left wondering everything he thought he knew about the woman he's been with for years, and the impact is just getting started. Rumors are spreading that Jim and Chrissy's relationship is now in trouble, with some even saying Jim is considering divorcing from Chrissy over this. While no formal remarks have been made yet, the tension between them is clear, and it's only a matter of time until the world finds out what's going on behind closed doors. But the issue doesn't end there. As with any incident involving Dip Pitt, the drama doesn't stop at just one person. Cam'ron, who was formerly close to Jim and had been known to defend him in the past, is now caught in the crossfire. People are questioning what's his next move after all. This is a man who's no stranger to controversy. He's been in beefs with various musicians over the years, yet this is personal. It's one thing to quarrel with another rapper, but having your close friend's spouse involved is a whole other level of treachery. Cam'ron is claimed to seem unfazed by the drama at first, but with the growing public outcry and supporters calling out his activities, he's likely to react. The issue is whether he'll come clean and admit to anything more than innocent encounters with Chrissy, or he'll continue to deny any misdeeds, and will he ever make apologies with Jim? If there's one thing we know, it's that the Dipset brand is founded on loyalty, and at this moment, loyalty is a major question mark. This story is far from done. In the next section, we'll go into the aftermath of this stunning discovery, including probable legal repercussions, the public's reaction, and what this may mean for Cam'ron, Chrissy, and Jim Jones going forward. Stay closely because this narrative is only getting started. As the tempest continues to brew in the midst of the horrific disclosures regarding Cam'ron, Chrissy Layman, and Jim Jones unravel in ways no one could have expected. The ramifications from this controversy will have far-reaching consequences not only for individuals involved, but for the whole culture around the Dipset clique, the love and hip-hop brand, and the music business at large. It's like witnessing a slow-motion train catastrophe, and the locomotive hasn't even reached its final destination yet. First, let's speak about Jim Jones, who's been caught in a tornado of, according to insiders close to him, the news about Chrissy and Cam'ron has shocked him to his core. The public reaction has been strong, with fans, the media, and even his own team asking what occurred and why Jim. Many are now questioning, how could Jim have been so naive to the relationship forming between Chrissy and Cam'ron? Was he too busy with his own profession, or did he just choose to ignore the clues in favor of keeping the peace with his lifelong partner? But here's the kicker. Despite the upheaval, Jim has kept relatively silent in the face of the public outcry, which has fueled even more suspicion. Some think he's handling it the worst way imaginable by remaining mute, while others feel he's keeping his cards close to his chest, waiting for the best opportunity to strike back. Either way, one thing is certain, Jim's reputation is on the line. This isn't just a petty celebrity quarrel. It's a full-fledged controversy that may have long-term ramifications on his career and personal life. Will this scandal be the tipping point for Jim to finally open up and face the situation, or will he continue to live in the shadow of this betrayal? In the meanwhile, Chrissy is navigating the storm in her own way. She's known for her fiery temper, especially when it comes to defending her love Jim. So how is she managing this problem? According to individuals close to her, she's apparently heartbroken by the public criticism but is also trying to defend her behavior. The argument is that her meetings with Cam'ron were nothing more than a reconnecting between old friends, but it does not appear to sit well with the public. People are asking how far that reconnection actually went and if the relationship between Chrissy and Cam'ron genuinely stayed innocent. In fact, numerous individuals inside their circle have said that Chrissy and Cam'ron's connection was apparent. Some even believe that it went beyond the harmless catching-up narrative she's been peddling. Could it be Chrissy was pulled to Cam'ron in a manner she never could have anticipated, leaving her stranded between two worlds? And then there's Cam'ron. This is where things get interesting. Cam'ron is in a very tough position. He's always been renowned for his public reputation as a slick operator, someone who doesn't shy away from controversy, and someone who lives on the drama. But this scenario is while the feud with Jim may have been years in the building, This incident elevates things to a whole new level. The public opinion of Cam'ron is now divided. He's been there for years releasing hit after hit, but he's now the man who helped break apart one of hip-hop's most renowned friendships and maybe a relationship that many people felt was solid. The issue now is what Cam'ron's next move will be. Will he continue to deny any wrongdoing and play it cool, or will he come clean about the actual nature of his connection with Chrissy? Other reports suggest that Cam'ron feels no need to apologize. Why? Because he is Cam'ron, the man who does not need to answer to anybody. He has the prestige, clout, and fans, so why should he worry about Cam'ron may be able to brush off the public outrage for the time being? But the issue remains as to how his followers and former friends respond in the long term as we continue to put together the elements of this unfolding narrative. It's evident that Chrissy Cam'ron and Jim Jones are at the heart of a storm that shows no indications of slowing up. But the question still remains, what will be the long-term consequence of all this? Will this controversy do irreparable harm to their professions and relationships, or will they find a way to go on? We're left with more questions than answers, but one thing is this controversy has the ability to transform the entire dynamic of the Dipset legacy, and maybe even the Love and Hip Hop series itself. Will Jim rise from the ashes of this drama, or will he fall victim to the controversy that is now hanging over his head is anyone's guess. But what we do know is that there's no going back to the way things were before. The secrets have been exposed, the falsehoods have been disclosed, and the truth is out there for everyone to see. The Cam'ron and Chrissy controversy isn't just about a covered night out. It's about betrayal of trust, the breakdown of a partnership, and the end of an era. It's about broken hearts, shattered loyalties, and the unavoidable fallout from a single night that will alter everything. So now that we've seen the awful reality, we're left with one burning question. How will this all end? Will Chrissy and Jim rebuild their damaged romance, or will they split ways for good? Will Cam'ron and Jim ever reconcile, or has their friendship reached the point of no return? It's a story that we'll all be following intently as the pieces continue to fall into place. You have it, folks, the explosive secrets, startling betrayals, and heart-stopping drama that no one anticipated coming. But we want to hear from you. What do you think about the entire Cam'ron and Chrissy Lampkin issue? Was Jim Jones utterly blindsided, or did he just disregard the clues? And most importantly, what happens next? Is there any chance remaining for these relationships, or has everything been shattered beyond repair? Let us know in the comments section below. We're itching to hear your comments, and we'll be reading every single one. Do you believe Cam'ron will face the repercussions of this controversy, or will he come away unscathed? Will Jim eventually speak up, or will he stay silent? Forever, let's speak about it. If you want to remain current on all the juiciest, most startling celebrity drama out there, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got more explosive tales heading your way. You will not want to miss. Hit the bell icon to be the first to know when the next video drops. Stay tuned for more mind-blowing revelations, because the truth is out there, and we are here to bring it to you, regardless of how wild things get. Comment, subscribe. This drama is far from over.